Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sadhana, and welcome to live readings today. So we're here to answer your questions. I'm here to answer your questions and to help you work through whatever it is that you're working through. So I look forward to this, what's become a weekly thing. And yeah, so let me know what is arising for you. And I thought, as always, I could start with a group reading with a general message for the weekend, for the week ahead. And specifically, if you have certain questions, get those in the chat early, so we have time to get to your question. Hi, Jen. How are you? I feel like I haven't seen you for a while. How are things down under? Winter. I'm just trying to imagine what the scene is like and what the season is like, because we are just shifting towards summer. So you are definitely shifting towards the cold. Yeah. Winter. All right. So we're going to start with the group reading today, and I'm going to use Lily White and pull a soul card. So I'm just kind of thinking where we are in the seasons. I went out last night and the moon is waxing. And so the question that I want to ask is that if you have revisited your intentions from a few days ago, if you have begun to step forward and to act on those intentions for this new moon, the new moon that was in Gemini. And the moon, of course, changes every few days. I'm not sure what the moon is in today. But this cycle of the moon is definitely a time when we want to start to acting and stepping forward and moving also into right action. So to thinking about what that right action might be. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I this week I had my family here, and it just wasn't possible to do live readings on Tuesday or Wednesday. So here I am. Actually, I'm just going to leave the glasses on so I don't have to pop them on and off. I know there's a glare, but it's officially winter here in 2 days. Hello and welcome to Apurva. So I'm just going to start with a group reading and we'll go from there. And welcome to the other people who are hiding in the background. And I know that everybody isn't available to chat or to join the conversation, and so I totally respect that. This is interesting. Well, we've got two kings in the corner, and they're not paying attention to each other. They're both not paying attention to the shift that needs to happen. So when I'm looking at this, I've got the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands back to back. And I want to kind of go through this with you because one of the comments I've been getting is that there's a certain number of viewers who really want to know how readers read. And so I'm just going to kind of step you through this. And then between these two kings is the Six of Swords. And so these two controlling, domineering energies are not wanting to face that shift of the Six of Swords. And that shift in the Six of Swords is about letting go of that tension from the Five of Swords. It's about wanting to kind of make their point heard. It's about wanting to continue to kind of nitpick about it, to not let it go and not move on and not move forward. And so remember, swords is about language. It's about communication. It's about thoughts and ideas. And so if this is relevant to you, then how can you How can you move forward, and how can you move through this? How can you let go of this need to be in control? Right? Because that's what the kings are doing here. They're saying, I am in charge and my way is the best. And I know I have so much experience with this, and I'm just not willing to let this go. And so take a big breath in and a big breath out. And I would advise anybody in this situation where it's just really, really impossible to move forward and to let the argument go, just go do something. Go do something that you really love, that you really, really find joyful. Because it's a very, very, and if you maybe, if this reading is not kind of manifesting right now in a situation for you, it might be something that comes up over the next few days. And so know that you may have, or there may be people in your circles who have a very difficult time with letting go of certain words, letting go of certain arguments and things like that. Okay, I'm just going to pull one more card for clarification. So here's an example. I've got another court card. So 3 court cards and 1 minor card. So there's a lot of energy here. There's a lot of people can be reflecting this back to you, but it's like you have on your shoulders, you have all these little voices going on in your head. And the Queen of Ether, the Queen of Air, the Queen of Air is also very controlling. And I feel like she's in the center here, and she knows right, and she knows what's best. And so perhaps to really give yourself some space to kind of go inward into that, that place where you can really listen to yourself, because your internal voice knows why you need to let go of this. Okay. So that's what I have to say for the group reading today. So let me get the glasses back on and we'll get to this. And as always, if you like this session, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you have if you would like to make an energy exchange for your reading, you can always put something into the super chat, or there are 2 links below for various ways to donate to support my channel. Okay. So Jen, let's just see who else has showed up here. And let me say hi to Jonathan. Aloha. Good morning to you. And Sharon Murphy. Welcome to Sharon. Found in Wonderland. Hello. And Milo H. Preeti Bhargav. Hello. Gypsy Jade. So Sharon is first, and so we'll start with Sharon's reading. And she would love to have a general family situation reading. Okay, so that intro reading may very well have been for you. Let's see what else comes up with the family situation. So often when the family stuff is coming to a climax, it's really interesting because we tend to get a lot of court cards, and it can be hard to kind of figure out what that is all about. And so my best advice for you is, if you have difficulty with that, is to really pay attention to who is paying attention to whom, and to also look at the body language, right? Look at if the head is going one way and the legs are going another way and things like that, because it can definitely make a difference. Hi, Jamie. Thanks for popping in. And Essence O, hello to you too. All right, so this is for Sharon. Okay, so Sharon, just be present for your reading. Take a breath. Feel quite a bit of anxiety, here. So that can also be excitement, but anxiety. Just be aware of your breath in the chest. Try to expand and acknowledge that. Ooh, This looks amazing, actually. This looks amazing. So I would say that your family is definitely moving towards a place of creature comforts, moving, moving towards definitely, yeah, creature comforts and a place of security and a place where you can rest assured. We have beautiful balanced energy. We have, yeah, everything looks like the hard work is behind you. So I don't know if you want to clarify that at all. If you have anything else to ask. So the Ace of Wands speaks to definitely moving forward. If you have something that something's been cooking, it's definitely the time to move forward with it and to in your creative passions. So this can be involved. We do have the Knight of Pentacles here as well too. So we have 2 1 cards and the Lovers cards, and this feels to me very much like could even be a new baby, right? It could be, and whatever that new baby is for you in your family, it feels very much like it's supposed to happen and it's moving in the right direction. So I wouldn't say there's anything here to worry about, and all of the action is definitely being very present and moving forward. All right, so I hope that is of some comfort to you. Thanks, Sharon. You're a new grandmother. Okay, so I would feel like the family is definitely growing, and everything feels very, yeah, exactly what I said. All 4 cards kind of linked together to make paint this beautiful picture. All right, so take that for what you will. All right, so who's next, Jen? Does anyone else have a question for me? And I want to say thank you. I had someone just knock at the door just a couple of hours ago and bring me flowers. I was out for a walk with Amber and I found a wallet. It was in the strangest place, and I looked in and saw the ID, and there was a familiar face on the ID, but I just couldn't place it. Anyway, it turned out it was one of my neighbors, somebody who I pass every day. I pass by every day and say hello, but didn't know their names, and now I do. And they brought me flowers as a thank you, so that was really sweet. Preeti, when will Jagit accept my love? All right, Preet. When? So Preet, please become present to your reading. Get into a comfortable position. Take a breath or two. Close your eyes. And Preet wants to know when Jagit will accept love. I want to invite you to reflect upon the balance of giving and receiving. The openness of the heart space and also the unconditional love for yourself. So that the energy that I'm feeling in the heart space, it usually goes back to that. So the most important thing right now is that you are able to accept your own love and to love you exactly as you are. And so to really reflect and to nourish and to take care of yourself in a way that you feel, I don't know, like you feel loved. You feel loved because you are worthy of love and you love yourself exactly as you are. there may be some, are there some father figures in the way of this? Some controlling energies in the way of you two getting together, I wonder. And I wonder if Jagit is listening to fathers, grandfathers, or there is some, again, I've got lots of kings looking at me here, so I'm wondering if there's some controlling energy that isn't allowing the essence of your relationship to come together. Something like that. It feels like if you were to make a decision to, I don't want to say to step away from it, but to, it feels like you need to make a decision, or he needs to make a decision to stand on your own 2 feet. So actually this makes perfect sense, because I've got also got the 2 of Pentacles here, right? And so there's this sense of being grounded, almost like in a warrior pose. And that internal strength, that internal passion. Like I almost see you standing on your own 2 feet, speaking up for yourself and saying, we've got this, we can do this outside of our family. Is any of this connecting to what's going on with your situation? I'm just seeing if you are giving me any feedback here. So in answer to when, my answer is when you stand up for yourself, when you are able to take action. Oh my God, I don't know what it was, because I'm kind of, my vision is kind of blurry right now, but this incredible bird just went by the window. Just, it was something I don't see every day. I don't know what it was. So yeah, so that's when you stand up and when you take action, and it could happen quite quickly, but I feel like you need to stop being, I don't want to say a mouse, but you know what I mean? Like you need to stop kind of hiding in the corner. So I hope that gives you some direction in answer to your question. Okay, thank you. Right. Apurva says, you did a reading once during the live regarding my mediumship journey, and I wanted to share recently. I had a great experience with 2 readings, just taking one step at a time. Oh, you are so welcome. It's really nice to get feedback like that. Alrighty, so I'm just going to scroll down to Jen, and welcome to Ashley and anyone else who's come in. And Sharon says the introductory group reading resonated. Oh, that's really interesting. Okay. Found in Wonderland. May I ask if my relationship with my Aries will be long term? Of course you may ask that. Will your relationship with your Aries be long term? Okay. Hello, a Crohn's intuition. All right, found in Wonderland. So just be present here with me. Found in Wonderland. Not sure what's going on today, but I feel, and I don't know whether it's a group energy, a group mentality, but I feel a lot of like anxiety, pressure, like in this area. Not so much the energetic heart space, but a little bit higher, like between the heart and the throat. And so a lot of you might very well benefit from, like placing your hands there and just lie down and breathe. Breathe. Do something to diffuse the tension. And that's different for everybody. Sometimes that means, going for a run. Sometimes that means going down to the beach and throwing rocks in the water. But it definitely feels like some tension needs to be diffused. Okay. Aries, long term. Maybe not. Maybe not. And I'll speak to the maybe not. Has there been some pressure to get married? Has there been some discussion about getting married, about having a family? It feels like that is driving your Aries in another direction. So what I would encourage you to do, because what this situation here on the table is the present energy. And so I would create a scenario, create a situation where your Aries is able to, kind of what I was saying here, diffuse whatever your Aries needs to diffuse. So you might have to create a situation where whatever needs to be discussed can be discussed open and freely with no pressure, no expectations, so that all the cards can be laid out on the table. So no, there hasn't been any discussion. Okay. So what I'm going to say is that kind of conversation might drive your Aries in the opposite direction. So if you are thinking long term, then based on what I'm looking at here in the cards, it would be prudent for you to have this kind of discussion sooner than later to find out whether or not you are on the same page. I have 4 cards on the table. Underneath the Hierophant, this is why I'm asking about the marriage, is the Tower. The Knight of Swords is heading off away from this situation. And then here we have this, lovely kind of family scene here with children on the balcony. So I would suggest that. I would suggest deepening your conversations with him about the long term, not just wondering, or her, not just wondering about it. Okay, so it's going to be up to you to start these conversations and to make sure that there is space for, what I want to say, like sometimes we have expectations when we go into these conversations. So just to create spaciousness around it and to let your Aries know that there are no expectations, just that it's time to open up the conversation. Okay? I hope that helps. All right. Jen. Next is Chrissy. Should I be worried about my health? Well, first of all, that's very difficult to determine with a tarot reading. And I want to make sure that you are seeing the medical practitioners, to look after what's going on. And also I would definitely recommend, like, if you want to do an energy session with me, then I can read your energy a lot more carefully and guide you into some practices and meditations and different things you can do to help move the energy in your body. So here in this, 4 or 5 minute reading, I can't really say, but I'm happy to pull some cards for you to help bring some clarity around your concern, okay? And remember that physical, mental, spiritual health is all interconnected. And sometimes the root of where the ache, the pain is not always what's hurting at the time. So there's definitely work and investigation to be done. Okay, so right now I'm going to kind of ask the cards what the root of your pain is, and if you can just close your eyes and take a breath. So, in short answer, perhaps you need to move away from an emotional situation that is causing you a lot of strife so that you can find comfort and peace and be better able to look after your health. So, whether that means moving away from people that are kind of triggering and upsetting you, or people that don't agree with your lifestyle choices or things like that, it feels like you've very much been trying to bring this balance into your life, and you've been working with that energy, but there's something about your situation that might mean that you feel like you're, banging your head against a brick wall. And so what I'm seeing here is that a slight shift in your, and sometimes that's just shifting your emotional space, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean a physical move, but there needs to be some change in your current situation. That could be in the shift of a relationship, right? Maybe if your kids are living with you, you need to get away from your kids, or who knows what that is. I'm just going to go back and see if there's anything in the chat to help me clarify this. Chrissy, I'm being treated, and that's all we've got here. Okay, so I would focus very much on exploring and working with letting go of what is emotionally diffusing you. Because if you can get to the root and do the hard work of dealing with the emotional reasons underlying your physical health problems, that feels like it's going to help tremendously. And so the Temperance card shows me that you have been doing work. You have been the apothecary of your life. And then I have the 8 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles. So there's this beautiful flow of transition, but it seems like, what I want to say, I want, rather than just allowing others to treat you, you also need to, be able to take charge of what you eat, where you live, who's around you, how you act. And so any small shifts that you can make there might make a huge difference. Okay, so please feel free to contact me, and I'm happy to do an energy healing for you and talk to you more about this. Okay, thank you. Ashley, how my Pisces is feeling about me, and do you see a reconciliation? We got in a disagreement 2 weeks ago and haven't spoken since. So I'm just going to turn your words right back on you. So Ashley, how are you feeling about you? How are you feeling about you? And those words that you said to your Pisces, if you can reflect upon the words that, not that the Pisces said, but that you said, that might be the key to understanding the shift that you yourself may need to make. Mirror work, right? Okay. So we definitely have an ending and a new beginning. It's almost as if I feel like the dust needs to settle from that argument a little bit. And I would encourage you to process it in a way that is personal to yourself, like some of those questions I asked you before. So find, and if you can dial down to the most important, what I want to say, the essence of the argument. What was the argument really about? And what is really important to you? It definitely feels to me like this needed to happen, and that there definitely can be a new growth in this relationship, but I would give it a little bit of space. Okay, so I'll show you the cards. So that's the Seven of Cups here is feeling like what I was saying earlier, that this is all that emotion. It's just too much. It's too much emotion. And so you can spend a little bit of time like reflecting, but the dust needs to settle. And then I have the Ace of Pentacles underneath the World card. So that's why I'm saying we have endings and new beginnings. So there's a reason that you needed to have this argument. There's a reason that you needed to have this blowout, so that a new seed could be sown. And whether that new seed is together, the fourth card is the Page of Fire. So that may be a new seed towards a new relationship, but it also might take your relationship to a whole new level. Okay, so I think your internal reflection right now is really important. Give your Pisces a little bit of space, but then reconnect, and take that first step, because there's something definitely new coming up for you. Thank you. Thanks, Jen. Thanks, Jen, for managing the questions. I really appreciate it. Monica, love. What's coming towards me in love? I think I'll take a sip of tea. All right. I hope you're all doing okay. It's a lot that's going on right now. A lot of unknown, a lot of confusion. And if you didn't see the group reading at the beginning, it's really Interesting. It also makes me, Monica, I'll come back to you in 1 second. It also makes me feel like we each need to do at this time what is best for ourselves and know that that is perfectly okay. And not feel like we're being controlled by others. Yeah. All right, so Monica with a K. What is coming towards Monica with love? You know what, Monica? It feels like there's some stuff that's still lingering on. There's some lingering energy, something you haven't let go of, and something that you haven't faced or dealt with. And this, you do have the Lover's card in this reading, which is really lovely. But 2 cards before the Lover's card, I have the 5 of Cups and the Tower. So it feels like there is definitely some things you need to let go of and release. And that can be very practical stuff. That can be old love letters, jewelry. It can be just shifting your thought pattern. But there's something that you need to clear so that this love can come to be. And the new relationship doesn't be affected by this. I don't know if this is making any sense to you. I also want to encourage you to not be overthinking about a relationship. Sometimes when we least expect things, they come into our life. So to be more in the flow of things and to get out of your overthinking mind. I think that the potential for something really beautiful is here, and it's in the cards. It's just that you're carrying some baggage that is not going to serve in a new relationship. And so do the work in releasing that baggage and letting it go so that you are clear and clean and free to move into a new relationship. Okay. Thank you. All right. Nora, what should I do? What should I do going to therapist if I can do it myself? Maybe, Nora, you can rephrase that question. Hi, Starshine. Okay. So even though the question, the language is a little funky in the question, the answer is that you can do the deep work yourself, and I can help you to find a focus for that work, for sure. My question, however, is, what do I want to say? Counseling has a beautiful role for a lot of people, and different types of therapy works for different types of people. And sometimes, depending on the situation, different types of therapy can work more quickly than at other times. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of rephrase that question and say, what can you do for yourself, either in support of therapy or just to shift the energy and help you to move through all that you're moving through. I hope that makes sense. Sorry, sometimes it's easier than others. So the first thing is self-care. This might sound absolutely crazy, but I'm thinking of the practice of Abhyanga, which is a Ayurvedic practice where you give yourself an oil massage. You look after your nervous system. You look after your physical body. You look after your emotional body by nourishing yourself. It's called Abhyanga. There's a certain practice to it, but generally it's an oil massage. Connecting to your feminine self, the part of yourself that feels complete and whole as in the feminine energy. So whatever that means for you, whether that is through more gentle activities, whether that is through any aspect of creativity, if you are healing and working towards fertility, like all of this makes perfect sense to be really nourishing and looking after yourself, the things the activities you do, the food you eat, and so forth. Or can I do it myself? You're saying, okay. So I want to say that I feel like there's cards that are paying attention and cards that are not paying attention. And there's a certain aspect of yourself that wants to be fixed, that wants to be looked after. And then there's this other part of yourself that wants to really do this and take the bull by the horns and look after this yourself. And so I would say that you have the potential to definitely do the therapy on your own. However, it's not about just sitting quietly and meditating. It's about taking action to get out and go for your walks, to do the meditation, to create the schedule, to do these things, to start to heal. And it looks like what the block is the you that finds that part difficult. Okay, so if you want to do it by yourself, you're going to have to find a way to motivate yourself somehow to do this every single day. And I always say the same time every single day works best for a lot of people. I mean, we can't always be on a strict schedule, but schedules can definitely help with that, right? So it's like you're your own worst enemy in this regard. And maybe that's why you're asking the question, because you don't feel strong enough. You are strong enough. You just need to kick yourself on the backside and say, I've got this, okay? All right. Thanks, Jen. Jonathan's turn. Hi, Jonathan. All righty. What does Jonathan want to know? What will be the outcome of creating my own system of runes the way the vision showed me? Amber's having a dream or a nightmare. Amber's my dog. Aloha. It's funny, don't you wish you could get inside the mind of your dog sometimes. I know sometimes I feel like we do communicate at that level, but other times it's a complete mystery. Okay, Jonathan. And I'm just going to pull out an oracle deck for Jonathan too. Jonathan, do you work with the Wildwood Tarot? I feel like, I don't have it on the table today, but I feel like that would be a really good tarot for you to be working with at this time, to really connect with that energy and to spend some time really getting to know the system of the Wildwood, because it's a bit of work to get to know it, but it's a beautiful deck to work with, and you could definitely gain some clarity in the process of your project by working with a deck like that. Okay, Jonathan. I feel like you've done a lot of work. I feel like my whole body is alive. My legs are alive. I feel very vitalized. So what I would do, Jonathan, is I would pull out the major cards that are for right now, like for this particular season, and to just take out those cards and then to really work with them, and then to work with all the cards that are connected with summer, and then get to know those. I find that deck is one you need to bite off in small chunks. I feel like this is very much still in process. I've got 2 cards of pause, 2 cards of pause, and then the Magician. And then a dance, basically. So what this reading is saying to me is to take your time with this. There's a reason that you need to understand and embody the energy of each of these runes, but it feels like definitely you have the power. You not only have the spiritual wisdom, you have the physical energy and the creativity to make this manifest, right? To make your dream manifest. So what I've got here is so 4 of Swords, and then 7 of Pentacles, the Magician, and the 2 of Wands. And this 2 of Wands to me just feels like a dance and a celebration. And look at them like holding the sticks and holding the runes and dancing with delight and sunshine. Yeah, so my short answer is be in the process and know that you have this, and the ultimate product, if you want to call it that, I hate to call runes a product, will bring people a tremendous amount of joy, and it's exactly what you're supposed to do. It just needs a little bit more time to percolate, whatever that word is. Okay, so I hope that gives you a little bit of direction. Thank you. Marg, what direction will my career take? Should I stay? Should I go? Should I stay or should I go? Okay, should I stay or should I go? You're welcome, Jonathan. It's nice when I see the ahas. Ah, okay, I understand. All right, focus, Sadhana. Mark, what direction will my career take? Should I stay or should I go? I was going to pull an oracle card for you too, Jonathan. Maybe I'll do that after. I just felt like I pulled this magical deck here, and I'll do that after. Well, I think this is a really big decision. I've laid down 4 cards, and you've got 3 major cards. So I would not take this lightly. This is not just something to be made, an offhand decision. Should you stay or should you go? Looking at these cards, go. Looking at the cards, I'd say go. This is so interesting. So, Marg, I've got Hierophant, Knight of Wands, Death, and Lovers in that order. And if I do a Marseille style kind of interpretation here, this is really quite beautiful. The 2 supplicants in the Hierophant card are tremendously remorseful in the Death card, and then come to this beautiful harmonious place in the Lovers card. So it feels like there's this, you've asked for advice, not only from me, but from other people. And I don't know, perhaps you didn't heed somebody's advice or something like that. I've put down, this might hurt. I'm just going to show you the cards. So we have the Hierophant. And the reason I'm saying go is because of the Knight of Wands and the Death card. So we've got the Knight of Wands and the Death card. This feels like a real transition. The 4th card is the Lovers card. So it feels like things will fall into place, into balance and harmony in the new situation. But this transition does not feel like it's going to be an easy one. There might be something that was quite challenging to let go of, but there's also a part of you that really wants to take off. And so you may need to follow that passion. However, that Knight of Wands was chasing in the opposite direction, like going to the past, whereas the Balance was in the other direction, the Balance being the Lovers card. And the card that is completely out of sync here is the Knight of Wands. It feels like there's this natural stepping forward and this natural synchronicity of these cards, but there's this 20-something-year-old inside of you that wants to hop on her motorcycle and just take off. So I'm going to revise what I said, because the Knight of Wands feels very, very rash, and it feels like a pattern for you. Maybe that's your pattern. Maybe now is your challenge to step out of this pattern, because these other three major cards feel very much like a progression of moving forward to something really solid and good for you and balanced and harmonious. And so your gut reaction is to go. Your gut reaction is to take off, but that's not what you should do. You should stay and be in the process and allow this shift in your career that is here and now and with you to evolve. Because the three major cards all have connecting pieces, like they're woven together as a story. And so I would encourage you to stay and to play it out and to do a little bit of journaling and energy work with this Knight of Wands aspect of you that wants to take off. Okay, and I hope that makes some sense to you. Okay, I'm going to leave that one at that. Let me put that there. I'm just going to draw the oracle card for Jonathan. And next is Essence. Moses. Why is Moses in my life? Okay. All right, so this is for Jonathan, and this has to do with the runes. And I said I was going to pull an oracle card. This is for Jonathan. You know what I see on this card, Jonathan, is the crystal in the third eye. That real inner knowing and that real inner wisdom. So definitely stay with that. Okay, so Moses. Why is Moses in my life? Let's find out why Moses is in your life. Okay. Okay, so just so everybody knows, I am going to do this reading for Essence and then one more. I have several paid clients today, this afternoon. So yeah, it's been a really busy day for me. But I love doing this. I love being on YouTube and chatting with you and being here, and it's actually really fun. I really look forward to it. So yeah. And yeah, sorry I can't be more consistent with it. Just sometimes things come up. So I'm going to try to keep it at 12 noon Pacific time and hopefully on Tuesdays, but I had to change it this week. All right, so let me focus. Essence, why is Moses in my life? It's the Messenger Oracle by Raven Fallon. I'll show you the box after I do this reading. Why is Moses in my life? Why is Moses? Why is Moses in my life? To help you deal with your stuff, to help you process, your to help you process your grief, to help you process your anger, to help you move through everything that you need to move through. To help you see what you're not seeing, to help you to have the courage to find your passion, to help you to really, what do I want to say? If you've been feeling depressed or self-absorbed or overly emotional, he's there to light a fire underneath you, and he's there to help you find your inner fire, your creativity, your passion, your love for life, your lust for life. He's there to help you change the way that you perceive life. Okay? Alrighty. I'm waiting for the oracle to get to me. Ah, so you know the deck. Alrighty. So Nina is the last question, and that is, what is coming up in my career in the next month or two? Any guidance? Thank you. Okay. Please make sure, if you're enjoying this video, to give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to make a small donation for your reading, you can do that through one of the links below. So this is the one you ordered? It's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. And I like to pair Messenger Oracle with Tarot of the Hidden Realm. I think they just talk to each other so beautifully. It's hard for me not to use one with the other. Yeah, the magic just seems to really correspond. So thank you all for being here today. And the final reading today is for Nina. And yeah, you can always message me through my webpage, info@integrativehealingwithsadhana.com, and just let me know when you're available and we can do a private reading by Zoom. And my prices are on my website, which I feel are pretty darn reasonable. Okay, Nina. The Chariot flew out. Feels like time to take action, hey? What is coming up in my career in the next month or so? Any guidance? You need to decide which way you want to go. Oh. Change of career? Completely, it feels like a new direction. So it might be quite a bit of, it might feel like it's so much work to change jobs. It might feel like there's a lot to be done in order to change jobs, but it feels like this shift is completely necessary. I'm going to read these comments back later. I don't want to get distracted. So I want to focus on Nina's reading here. Is there a family business? Has there been an opportunity to with a family business? Random question. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Has there, yeah. The King of Pentacles is sitting over here on the right side of the reading. And so that's why I'm asking. Because sometimes that King of Pentacles energy can feel overbearing because we don't want to be, what I want to say, you know, we don't want to go back to daddy, and daddy might not be daddy. Daddy can be sugar daddy. Daddy can be many things, but it feels very comfortable and it feels good for you. And so this is a shift from something that feels like a lot of work to something that's going to feel a little bit easier. And this stepping forward to this next stage doesn't feel like it's something that you want to do. But it feels like it's the next stage for you. The Death card is in the middle of this reading. And so it's like you need to walk through death in order to get to the other side. I'm just going to go back to what I've been working from home. I do want to be self-employed. I do want to be self-employed. Okay, so let's just walk through these cards. Okay, now this is another reason. So now I'm totally distracted by the chat over here. So the first card is the Chariot. Okay, so this is the card that flew out, and I feel like this because of the question that you asked, this is a very significant card. So this is you taking charge in an energetic, passionate, fiery kind of way to do what it is that you want to do, right? So you are not being guided by the motorcycles. You are leading and guiding them the way that you want to guide them. The second card is the Death card. And so the way that this is kind of unfolding is that you're moving toward an ending. You're moving toward some kind of a major shift. And this is going to, the next card is the Three of Wands. This is it's just like, it's a beautiful, flowy kind of story. So it's like almost like you have to be brave enough to let go of something that's not working quite right, or some direction that is just, maybe you wanted to do it, but it's just not really going the way that you wanted it to. And you need to focus on what you always knew was right there. And what's right there, right? It's right there right now. But in order to do that, you need to let go of the motorcycle that's going in the wrong direction, and you need to let go of, like, like I said this earlier to somebody else, batting your head against a wall because it's not going like it should be going, and you know exactly which direction that you should be, right? The fourth card is the King of Pentacles. So making this shift, this feels like a very easy reading. Like it feels like an easy flow to me. So let me just see here where I'm at with this. So I hope this is resonating with you, Nina. Okay. So just really like be in this process. It feels like a complete, it feels like you can stay home and still do this work, but it's a different direction than what you're doing right now. Okay. All right. So that is a wrap for May 29th. I will see you in June, hopefully next Tuesday at 12 o'clock. I will let you know, and make sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell so you get the notification when I'm doing live readings again. And I'm on every day at 4 o'clock doing my yoga thing for another 15 days. And I've got so many videos that I'm just really excited to start recording, but that hasn't happened yet because I'm pretty busy. So thank you all for being here. Nina says, I'm not sure what the King of Pentacles would mean. I think the King of Pentacles refers to a real sense of comfort. And so that this shift and embracing the new direction is going to feel a lot more comfortable than you feel right now. And you guys are talking about decks and shipping, and I have, oh, you're so welcome, Jonathan. You know, I'm in the West Coast of Canada, and the last week I received a package, one from Spain, one from France. They both got here in 3 days, easy peasy. And then I told you my story about my order from Tarot BG. It took 2 months to get here. So I don't think it makes any sense. I don't think there's any rhyme or reason for why things are coming quickly or not quickly these days. I think it's just totally, totally random. Oh, thanks, Jonathan. Hi, Shirley. Welcome, welcome. We're just wrapping up here. Okay, so that's a wrap. I'm going to say goodbye. Stay well, and I'll see you guys really soon. And hopefully I'll see some of you on Tarathon, and we can chat more there. Bye.